stuff, like I said, you want to go through. You saw what Shedeur Sanders was capable of. We all knew what Shedeur Sanders was capable of, and he's gonna show that he should start there. Flacco's there, Kenny Pickett was hurt, that little itty bitty boy from Oregon, whatever his name is.
Dylan Gabriel.
Gabriel, he's an itty bitty spider. No. Shedeur Sanders is a ball player, fellas, and I love that he went out there. You can say what you want about that man. Sooner or later, that ball's about to snap in the middle of that field between that 100 and that 53, and we're gonna see what football's about, and Shedeur showed.
Yeah. First it was boxing, then YouTube beefs. Now Jake Paul has somehow jumped headfirst into college football chaos, and not in a quiet way either. The man cannonballed right into it. The internet's been melting down ever since he opened his mouth about Shedeur Sanders being the starting quarterback. People are losing their minds, and for good reason. Jake somehow found a brand new way to break the internet without even throwing a punch. At this point, Jake Paul starting controversy might as well be a national holiday. Forget Christmas, forget tax season. When Jake wakes up and decides to light social media on fire, that's when the real celebration begins, because when Jake's bored, the internet burns. But this time, oh, he didn't go after a YouTuber, a boxer, or some random influencer. Nope. Jake marched right into the holy land of college football, a place where fans worship their teams like gods.
With the Browns, I think Shedeur should be quarterback number one. I think he has what it takes, and the other quarterbacks haven't been working there, and just because someone's getting paid more doesn't mean that they should be starting. That's my positioning.
And said the one thing guaranteed to start a digital riot. With the confidence of a man who's never second-guessed anything in his life, he pointed right at Shedeur Sanders and said exactly what football purists would rather swallow nails than hear. Shedeur Sanders should absolutely be the starting quarterback. Period. No hesitation, no sugarcoating, just pure Jake Paul chaos. And the internet, it exploded. Angry fans typing essays in all caps, analysts clutching their pearls, and college football Twitter.
Ain't no backup quarterback in Shedeur. He don't got that bone in his body. You would have went to Baltimore because that's the backup quarterback in you. I think he has a better chance to start a game in Cleveland more so than in Baltimore. That's not always the best thing. But that's the best thing for Shedeur. I don't think he don't have backup blood. He will not play football. He will stream all his life and make millions. It's not about being a backup in the best situation. I want to start and be the star.
Turning into a full-blown war zone. Jake didn't just stir the pot this time. He threw in the whole spice cabinet, flipped the pot upside down, and set the entire kitchen on fire. And of course, because it's Jake Paul, the internet completely lost its mind. People acted like he broke into the College Football Hall of Fame with a crowbar and spray-painted Shedeur equals him across every exhibit. The meltdown was instant. Angry tweets, fiery threads, and think pieces from bloggers gripping their foam fingers like their lives depended on it.
The video on Shedeur Sanders. Some people had a lot of bad things to say about Shedeur Sanders, and once again, I want to know, why are people saying then? They're changing their opinions now. And what we're doing is we're seeing Shedeur, rookie, OTAs, mini, doing what Shedeur does. Balling. I mean, he's cutting up, man. I mean, y'all see him. He's doing this thing, right? So yeah, they only have on jersey, helmets, and shorts. But guess what? All four quarterbacks have on jersey, helmets, and shorts. And he's outperforming them.
But when you strip away the tantrums and the noise, there's one wild truth staring everyone in the face. Jake Paul is actually right. Shedeur Sanders has been playing like he was born wearing shoulder pads. The man doesn't just throw footballs. He launches heat-seeking missiles that leave defenders rethinking their entire career choices. Every snap looks like a highlight reel in motion, and yet some people still want to act like he hasn't earned that starting spot. Why? Because his last name's Sanders? Because he's got swagger? Because he doesn't fit the cookie-cutter quarterback mold? Please! Here's the real joke. Shedeur's been catching hate since day one. The second people heard he was Deion Sanders' son, the haters lined up like it was Black Friday outside Walmart, ready to scream nepotism at the top of their lungs. They act like being born into greatness automatically means you cheated your way to it, as if athletic skill comes with a family discount code.
But in the words of Denny Green, he is who we thought he was. This is the same person we've seen the last 4 or 5 years, from Jackson State to Colorado. always poised. I'm not just talking about on the field. He's always poised off the field. The interviewers, these reporters, they try and rattle him. You get all this stuff on social media. He's always Shedeur Sanders. Smiling, respectful, knowledgeable, and that's what you get. Dion did an amazing job of not only raising just a beautiful young man in all capacity, but even more so, a football player who will not flinch. Shedeur got out there after all those injuries you mentioned to go from 4th on the depth chart.
But here's what they ignore. Shedeur's grind is relentless. The man's been working while his critics are still arguing in Twitter spaces. He studies harder, trains longer, and performs under more pressure than most could ever handle. Yet in this weird era we live in, success gets treated like a crime while mediocrity gets applause. And through it all, Shedeur just tunes out the hate, calm as ever, because to him, it's all just background noise. Some quarterbacks crumble when the crowd boos, but not Shedeur Sanders. He treats it like a beat drop. You boo, he throws a touchdown, you yell nepotism, he slices your defense cleaner than a hot knife through butter. Every insult just makes him sharper, cooler, and deadlier on the field. You try to drag his name through the mud, and he drags your favorite team's defense for 60 straight minutes. That's not just mental toughness, that's transformation. He turns hate into high-octane fuel, like a Tesla running entirely on the tears of doubters. Every jeer from the stands just makes his game glow brighter.
Be QB1, man. He gonna be QB1. I'm saying week 1. Everybody's saying Joe Flacco. Everybody's saying, like, this is the question that I have. What is he going to learn from a 40, 41-year-old Joe Flacco sitting behind him? He can learn stuff that he can use in the meeting rooms, the film room, how to rehab and all this type of stuff. But what is he really going to learn from Joe Flacco on the field?
And then here comes Jake Paul, the internet's chaos consultant, the man who could find drama in a game of checkers. He steps in, says out loud exactly what Shedeur's been proving on the field, and suddenly the haters can't breathe. It's like the Avengers of outrage assembled overnight. You had college football purists, washed-up NFL vets, random YouTubers with anime profile pics, and that one coworker who still brags about almost making varsity, all banding together for one single mission: scream at Jake Paul for daring to compliment someone. But let's be honest, haters are allergic to reality. Shedeur has the stats, the poise, and the presence that scream starting quarterback material. Just look at him. The way he commands the offense, it's like the field bends to his rhythm. He doesn't just play quarterback. It feels like the position was invented for him. His pocket composure, calm as a monk meditating in the middle of a storm. His throws, cleaner than your grandma's kitchen after she's yelled, "Don't you dare touch anything." Every spiral looks like it was handcrafted by an artist with laser precision. And let's not pretend the kid doesn't have that it factor. Shedeur's got charisma dripping out of his cleats. He's got that effortless swagger every real quarterback needs, because being the starter isn't just about stats. It's about presence. It's about walking into a packed stadium full of haters and turning all those boos into stunned silence. And Shedeur, he does that like it's nothing, like it's routine. But of course, the haters can't handle it. They keep clinging to their fantasy, the dream of some safe quarterback who looks the part but can't be the part. They want the factory-made, no emotion, follow the playbook type. You know the kind, the human version of a practice dummy. So when Jake Paul jumps in and says out loud, "Shedeur deserves that starting spot," the internet erupts, memes flood timelines, comment sections explode, and people act like Jake insulted their family tree. The drama gets so loud you can practically hear the Wi-Fi crying. Meanwhile, Shedeur's just chilling, calm, collected, sipping his water on the sideline, probably laughing at the noise, because deep down, he knows the truth. The louder they scream, the more they confirm he's that guy. And that's the wildest twist. Jake Paul.
So it's unfortunate, but he is not good at football. We all know this. He's not good at football. Let's just say he's old. He had 8 seconds where he was good in 2023. Besides that, he's been bad for a decade, and it's enough. It's enough. We can't watch. Almost every throw he makes is bad. He can't move. He's old. He's not accurate anymore. He's not. He's throwing balls. Even in the first week when people were lauding his performance, I said he wasn't accurate.
Of all people, being the one to drop that truth bomb. Imagine the emotional damage of realizing you're arguing against Jake Paul and losing. That's like failing a test while the class clown aces it. The embarrassment doesn't fade, it haunts. Shedeur's rise is straight up poetic, a live action story of proving people wrong, throw by throw, game by game, while his critics trip over their own narratives trying to catch up. The more Shedeur wins, the more desperate the haters get. They start reaching deep into their bag of weak excuses. He's too flashy, too confident, too connected to his dad. It's like they're throwing darts blindfolded, hoping one insult actually hits something. Meanwhile, Shedeur's over here stacking wins and collecting trophies like it's casual Friday. Every play he runs feels like chess in motion, while his critics are still trying to figure out the rules to checkers. They can scream, tweet, and argue until their throats give out. It won't change the scoreboard. That's what burns them the most. And that's exactly why Jake Paul's chaotic truth bomb hits so hard. Deep down, every single one of those haters knows it's true. They just can't stand hearing it from him.
Shedeur Sanders will start Cleveland's Friday preseason opener. Kevin Stefanski confirmed this today and added that Tyler Snoop Huntley will be the only other quarterback to play in the game, with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel slated to rest.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it, Unc?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look. Your opportunity has presented itself. It's kind of like divine order, if y'all ask me, Unc and Ocho. You know what I mean? Like, it's like God working mysterious ways, man. I know we don't want nobody to get hurt, but to see them two dudes have, somewhat hamstring injuries, and Flacco obviously probably who's not going to play.
It's one thing to quietly accept that Shedeur's the real deal, but it's another level of pain when Jake Paul, the king of internet drama and professional pot stirrer, says it out loud for millions to hear. That's when denial turns into a full-time job. Suddenly, Twitter threads get longer, Reddit debates get uglier, and every hater becomes a part-time football analyst overnight, just to avoid admitting that Jake might have actually said something accurate. And yet, while they're losing their minds online, Shedeur's thriving, Jake's thriving, and the rest of us, we're sitting back with popcorn, watching this circus unfold like it's the best free entertainment since Netflix stopped letting us share passwords. The funnier part, the harder they fight, the clearer it becomes. Shedeur Sanders isn't just a quarterback, he's the quarterback. That position fits him perfectly, like it was designed just for him. And soon enough, the haters will run out of excuses, because at the end of the day, you can't argue with results. Nothing flips faster than a hater who realizes they've been losing the argument all along. Until then, Shedeur's just gonna keep doing what he does best. Ball out, shine bright, and let the chaos spin around him like championship confetti. Every throw, every move, every win, it's all part of the show. And while he's out there running plays like poetry in motion, Jake Paul's gonna keep tossing his Molotov cocktails of truth across the internet, setting timelines ablaze just for fun. The haters, they'll keep fuming, typing essays, and proving Shedeur right with every furious post, and honestly, that's the sweetest victory of them all. Here's the reality people can't admit. When Shedeur Sanders steps on that field, defenses aren't just up against a quarterback. They're facing a walking PR nightmare for their reputations. One play, just one.
Shedeur Sanders starts a regular season game this year.
Whoa.
Yes, he's going to start a regular season game this year.
He's starting a preseason game.
If he goes lights it up, he's going to earn more opportunity next week. Gabriel's got a hamstring, Kenny Pickett's hurt, and Flacco's kind of like their safety blanket who they want to start, right? But say Shedeur goes out here, plays this whole game, and has 3 touchdowns. You have no choice but to give the kid more opportunity the next time.
I'm going with yes. I think Shedeur Sanders starts a regular season game for the Cleveland Browns.
And suddenly the defensive line looks like it's moving through quicksand, while Shedeur's out here crafting ESPN highlight reels like he's directing a movie. He doesn't just beat you, he embarrasses you. Casually, confidently, and completely unfazed. Nothing infuriates the haters more than watching the same guy they said wasn't ready absolutely dismantle whole teams like it's his Saturday hobby. And here's the twist of irony. The same dude who made his name by knocking out retired athletes is now knocking out the fragile pride of football purists without even putting on gloves. Jake Paul didn't need a boxing ring this time. All he needed was an opinion. The moment he said, Shedeur deserves that starting quarterback spot, it was like he uppercut the entire college football establishment. The outrage was so loud you'd think he just declared football itself a scam. And here's the comedy in all of it. These so-called defenders of the sport act like they're protecting its sacred honor. Please, these are the same people cheering for quarterbacks who can't throw a spiral past 15 yards but happen to look the part. They'll defend mediocrity all day long as it fits their nostalgia fantasy. But Shedeur? Oh, he's a threat to that comfort zone. He's living proof that swagger, talent, and results can come in the same body, and that terrifies them to their core. Meanwhile, Shedeur's response to all this chaos? Silence and touchdowns. He doesn't need to hop on Twitter or fire back at the noise. His throws are the clapbacks. Every pass he completes, every drive he leads down the field, every scoreboard flashing in his favor, that's his way of saying, here's your reminder. I'm him.
I was right.
He was 31 of 45 with 7 drops.
I don't care. There's 7 drops. He's throwing everything low. He's throwing it high. He stinks. I love him.
Jay,
he
you
stinks.
agree?
He's terrible. Get him out. Can't play. Gabriel can't be worse, Jason. He can't be worse.
At halftime, when Ty and I were having our powwow, I think I said then, I think I'm going to have to write, it's time to go to Dylan. And I think this win probably bought them a stay of execution for another.
It's like he's handing out customized shut-up cards to every critic in real time. And the funniest part? The only people still fighting this reality are the ones who'd rather be wrong forever than admit that someone they can't stand might actually be better than they ever imagined. They'd rather chew gravel than admit Jake Paul and Shedeur Sanders are right. That's how deep the denial goes. But here's where it gets poetic. The more they fight it, the bigger Shedeur gets. Every angry comment, every bitter, he's overrated tweet, every salty post on Reddit, it's all free promotion. They think they're tearing him down, but really they're building his empire brick by brick, tweet by tweet. At this point, the haters should be sending him invoices for marketing fees because no one's keeping his name alive better than they are. And yet they keep going, frothing at the mouth, screaming into the void, while Shedeur keeps stacking highlights and living rent-free in their heads. Because that's the truth. His place as starting quarterback isn't just about skill anymore. It's about inevitability. You can't stop what's undeniable, and you can't outshout results. Every game, every stat, every jaw-dropping play just piles on the evidence. And when the season finally ends and the receipts come out, those same loud critics will be the first ones rewriting history, pretending they were fans all along. And when that day comes, oh, it's gonna be poetic. The same people who roasted Shedeur on every platform will be the first ones tweeting, I always knew he had it in him. The flip will be instant, faster than a cornerback realizing he just got burned for 60 yards. That's how fake loyalty works in this game. 1 minute they're doubting you, the next they're begging for an autograph. But the real ones, they've seen this story unfold play by play. They've watched Shedeur walk through storms with that unshakable calm, never losing focus, never folding under pressure. Because while everyone else was busy arguing about headlines and hot takes, Shedeur was busy rewriting history on the field. He turned criticism into motivation, pressure into performance, and hate into highlight reels.
And I was telling Ocho this, I said, look how this thing worked out.
Yeah.
Hamstring, 4th string ain't gonna start.
Yeah. I told you, listen, I
4th
told you.
string, he's 4th on the depth chart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know, because I read and it says, man, Shedeur is outplaying Dylan Gabriel. And then some people keep saying, well, he ain't. So I don't really know. I mean, I wish I could be there to actually see it for myself. But I've read more articles in which it reads that Shedeur is outplaying Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, I agree. I've been seeing some of that. I've been seeing a lot of it too.
Listen, Unc, my eyes and the ears, they in Miami. You hear me?
What you mean?
But what I want to know about what's going on and how
he got eyes in Miami, he got ears in Cleveland.
And Jake Paul, he's just the amplifier. Every time Jake drops another controversial take, it's like he's pressing boost on Shedeur's visibility. Whether fans love him or hate him, everyone's talking about him. That's the golden rule of the modern era. Attention equals power. And right now, Shedeur Sanders has more of it than anyone else in college football. The kid's not just playing the game, he's owning it. He's shifting the culture, rewriting what a modern quarterback looks like, acts like, and wins like. He's confident but composed, bold but disciplined, flashy but focused. That balance, that's what separates legends from hype trains, and the haters can't handle it because deep down they know this isn't temporary shine, it's legacy in progress. So let them talk, let them rage, let them spam comment sections all they want. Every second they spend hating is another second Shedeur's brand grows stronger, because the truth's already written in big, bold letters. Shedeur Sanders isn't just proving himself anymore. He's cementing his spot in the game story forever. And if you think this is the peak, think again. This is just the prelude to the empire he's building, one touchdown at a time. That's the beautiful cycle of haters. Loud in the beginning, silent in the end, and then suddenly pretending they always knew. It's the oldest script in the book, so let them fume, let them tweet, let them trip over their own words, because every bit of their noise just makes Shedeur's wins shine brighter. And Jake Paul, he's simply the one bold enough to say what everyone else was too scared to admit, the truth. He lit the fuse, and now we're all watching the most entertaining meltdown in college football fandom explode in real time. At the end of the day, the scoreboard doesn't care about opinions, and the field doesn't lie. You can scream all you want online, but when that whistle blows and the clock runs out, the truth stares you right in the face. Shedeur Sanders is the starting quarterback, not because Jake Paul said it, not because his dad's a legend, but because he's earned it. Every single play, every drive, every win. And that's what burns the haters the most. Not the success, but the fact that he made them eat their words one touchdown at a time. The same people who said he wasn't ready are now quietly watching him dominate, realizing the game's moved past their comfort zone. Shedeur didn't just silence them, he outperformed their entire argument. So yeah, if the haters are fuming, perfect. Because nothing tastes sweeter than the salt of people who swore you couldn't make it and now have to watch you shine. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share. It helps me out a ton. And now with all that said, if you want to see what happens next in this wild storm of college football drama, check out the next video. You don't want to miss it.